This presentation is Checkerboard, Category Multiplication, Lessons to Abstraction. This would be Checkerboard series number 6 in the Checkerboard series. So let's begin. In the last presentation, we made a chart that looked similar to this. And this chart we are going to use today. But before we use this chart, we're going to review what the chart meant. So for our units, we discovered, or maybe you discovered when making this chart, that there's only one way to find units, or the green square on the checkerboard, and that is by multiplying units by units. So I'm going to write 1 because there's only one way to find units. With our tens, there are 2 ways to find tens, and that is by multiplying tens by units or units by tens, which is what I have right here. So maybe you discovered that as well, that there's 2 ways to find tens. And there are 3 ways to find hundreds. There are 4 ways to find thousands, and so on. Maybe you went through and did the entire checkerboard to discover how many ways there are to find all of the numbers on the checkerboard. But for today, we're going to leave it at this, all right? So now you are ready to do a problem on paper. So I'm going to write the problem 64 times 23. So let's begin. 64 times 23. Okay, 64 times 23. And using our chart, kind of like to call it my magic chart, using our chart from the previous lesson, we're going to find how many ways there are to get the answers underneath here. So how many ways are there to find units? Well, units times units, so there's only one way. So I'm going to put a line right here. So there's one way, units times units. How many ways are there to find tens? Well, 2. That is by multiplying my tens by my units, so my 6 times my 3, my tens by my units, and my units by my tens, so 4 times 2. So there's my 2 ways to find tens. And there's 3 ways to find hundreds. Let's see if any of these go with our problem. Well, hundreds times units. We don't have hundreds in our problem, so that one's not going to work. How about this one? Tens times tens. Oh, we have 2 tens here. And look, tens times tens. Yes, there's one way to find to find hundreds. And how about the last one? Units times hundreds. Oh, there we go again. There's another 100. So that's not going to work. So it looks like we have, oh, let me stop there. Thousands is next, and we don't have any thousands, so we're not going to continue looking at our chart. All right, let's continue. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines identifying the multiplication we need to do in this problem. So let's begin. 3 times 4, 3 units times 4 units. Well, that is going to give me 12 units. So I'm going to write 1, 2. Okay, 12. And I'm writing it in green so I can kind of remember, did I multiply my units yet? Yes, I did. I have one in green. Okay, so 12 plus, eventually, what's my next one? Tens times units. So my answer is going to be in the tens. Okay, it's going to be a blue answer. So 6 tens times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 tens, if I had 18 tens right here, that would be 180. 18 tens is the same as 180. I have another blue line, so let's do that one. 2 tens times 4 units. So that'd be right here. Tens times units. 2 times 4 is 8. So my answer would be 80. 80. Okay. And lastly, I have my hundreds. 2 times 6. Tens times tens gives me hundreds. So 2 times 6 is 12. So I would have 12 hundreds right here. And we know that 12 hundreds is the same as 1,200. Okay. So now I'm going to add all of these up. 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 8 plus 1 is 17. I'm going to remember that I put that 1 up there. 2 plus 1 plus 1, all right, I'll just do it, is 4. And 1 plus 0 is 1. So my answer is 1,472. We can say 64 times 23 is 1,472. Now, you can do this work on your own. But I have a challenge for you. If you get really good at this and you feel really good, I'd like to challenge you to try and do a problem like this without, I'm gonna even cross this out, without doing this part. Is there a way that you could do all of this and remember it in your head, add it up, and see if you can get your product right here? That would be a serious challenge. Good luck and have fun.